It's a ground-breaking ceremony of Kano Kasana Jibia Maradi with branch line to Dusa Jigawa railway project. To be undertaken by the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari.
You're welcome to this program. Let me also acknowledge the presence here of Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who is in charge of the Interior, the Minister of Interior, and of course the Foreign Affairs Minister Jeffrey Oyama. Ministers, you're all welcome to this event.
And also, shall I welcome here with us the Honorable Minister of State for Health. I welcome Senator Mamora, welcome. May I also recognize very specially all the way from Maradi, His Excellency Governor Zakari Umaru, Governor of Maradi, I welcome you. For gentlemen of the press, I'd like to crave your indulgence. You're obstructing very important view, and I like that you stay in somewhere well strategic so you don't have to cover our viewers. And so we'd like to urge all of you, men of the press, gentlemen of the press, would you very nicely take some other position so that you don't have to obstruct the view. Thank you as you oblige. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shortly we would like to recognize the chairman and members of the NRC board. And so may I now welcome my big uncle who will recognize all members of the board of the NRC. I welcome you.
Thank you very much. We have leading the team from the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Engineer Ibrahim Al-Hassan Daura, who is the chairman. And we have other members of the board, Dotumba Elegbele Benga. We have AIG Umar Shehu. We have Professor Obiariri. And of course, we do have Obukome Ibru. These are members of the board of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. Let me also not forget other members of the board. And yes, and other members of the board, hopefully here. Engineer Yakubu Bello, Right Honorable Gabriel Edi, Honorable Musa Mahmoud, Bayero Muhammad, Right Honorable Abubakar Jijiwa, Honorable Paul Haruna, and Dame Maureen Tamono, Right Honorable Orishalade, and of course, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Engineer Freeborn Ohiria. You're all welcome to this occasion. Right.
Your Excellencies, also joining us at this time is one very amazing gentleman. I'd like to welcome the Honorable Minister of State Science and Technology, Barrister Abdullahi. I welcome you. Let me also welcome Nigerian Ambassador to Jamaica. I welcome very specially Her Excellency Dame Maureen Tamono. I welcome you. And of course, on the delegation of the Honorable Minister of Transportation, I'd like to welcome Dr. Onyeobi. I welcome very specially Hajia Sabiat Salihu, and of course, former Deputy Mayor of Port Harcourt City Local Government. I welcome Honorable Nancy Stephen. You're all welcome. And also here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize His Excellency Alat Mogaskai, Ambassador of Niger to Nigeria. I welcome you. And also here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I recognize the Honorable Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubao, who is here. Zubao Dada, I welcome you very specially. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this event is in full compliance with the Presidential Task Force COVID-19 protocols. We expect that at all times we should wear our masks and maintain physical distance where possible. Now, we'll be joined by very important persons, and of course, His Excellency Mr. President on the other end of the divide via visual portal. And so we'd like again to intimate you with all of this. Once again, I welcome you. We will continue more recognition as we get these names. Some persons are coming from neighboring country, Niger, and they would like to welcome them. Thank you.
Merci. Nous allons donc annoncer l'arrivée des dignitaires de la République du Niger, notamment le ministre, Son Excellence le ministre du Commerce, M. Seydou Saadou, l'ambassadeur de la République du Niger auprès de la République du Nigeria, M. Son Excellence Alad Mogaskia. Nous avons également le président du Conseil régional de Maradi, M. Paté Bala, le président de la délégation spéciale le Bagajingari de Maradi, M. Ibrahim Miko. Merci.
Thank you very much. Well, it does happen. It's a bright, sunny, and windy day here, and so we'll try as much as possible to cope with the wind taking off some of these papers here. You do understand that, don't you? Thank you so much. But let me also acknowledge that the Inspector General of Police has been represented at today's occasion by Commissioner of Police Sanusi Buba. And he's here in our midst, and would like to welcome you to this ceremony. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you have been informed earlier on, at midday, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria would be joining us, and that is when we would formally kickstart this program. At that time, once we confirm the President's arrival, so to speak, virtually, we will start off. So once again, we acknowledge your presence. But thank you. Let me also acknowledge the presence here of a number of royal fathers. One of the first to come into the ground of the ceremony is His Royal Highness Alhaji Nuhu Muhammad Sanusi, CON, the Emir of Dutse, Jigawa State. He was among the very first dignitaries to arrive here, so we like to welcome you especially, the Royal Highness. Thank you. Let me also recognize a few others here as we go on. Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tugar, Nigeria's ambassador to the Federal Republic of Germany. He is within us here. And I do understand that there are a number of diplomatic personnel here as well. We will, as we go on, identify some of them. But let us just extend warm greetings to the diplomatic community who've turned up here. And of course, it's one occasion that is bound to draw people from neighboring countries, sister nations, and those who are in search with Nigeria here. This project that we are witnessing its groundbreaking ceremony would of course link Nigeria and Niger Republic. So expectedly, a number of members of the diplomatic community are also here to witness the occasion. Yes.
Merci. Donc, nous allons la liste des dignitaires qui sont là, notamment l'émir de Doucé, Nuhu Mahamadou. Nous avons également l'ambassadeur du Nigeria en République en Allemagne, Monsieur Son Excellence Youssouf Maitama Touga. Nous avons également le consul du Niger au Nigeria, qui est également présent, Son Excellence Mezama Gaya. Merci.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while we await for midday so we can start very formally, allow me to recognize a couple of very important persons. Shall I recognize among us this beautiful morning His Excellency QS Monreal Yakubu, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State. I welcome you. I'd like to welcome this gentleman from the National Assembly, Chairman Senate Committee on Land Transport. I welcome Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari, and also Chairman House Committee Land Transport. I welcome Honorable Dr. Abba Tajuddin. I welcome you very specially. Also here, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the Danamana Duse Alaji Nasiru Danu. I welcome you very specially. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. What would this project be without finance? Any ideas? No, certainly not. But of course, the Finance Ministry is well represented here. Standing in for the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, is one of the directors in the ministry, Hajia Aishat Umar. We'd like to acknowledge your presence here. Thank you.
I beg to digress a little and then go to the very organized private sector. I'd like to welcome also here with us the CEO, Motal Ejil Africa. I welcome Manuel Mota. Can we please give a round of applause? I welcome you. And so, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, again, we'd like to have our translator do some recognition.
Yes, and of course, one of the other dignitaries and ministers who has attended this occasion is Nigeria's Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. And we welcome you to this ceremony. Just to mention once again that we should all kindly keep to the protocols of COVID-19. Please keep your masks on properly all the time, and also remember to frequently sanitize your hands as we go on. Yes, Ango.
Merci, chers collègues. Excellences, mesdames et messieurs, nous avons ici des dignitaires que nous voulons annoncer leur présence, notamment le représentant du ministre des Finances, son Excellence Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, qui est représenté ici par Hajia Aishat Umar. Nous avons également la présence du ministre du Travail, son Excellence Chris Ngige. Donc nous rappelons aux uns et aux autres qu'il est important de maintenir les gestes barrières, notamment le port du masque et se laver les mains avec du savon ou de l'alcool de façon fréquente. Merci.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ango. Let me, at this point, acknowledge the arrival and the arrival of His Royal Highness, the Emir of Katsina, Dr. Abdul Mamani Kabir Usman. We welcome Your Royal Highness to this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, I shall welcome also amongst us this morning Professor Henry Obama, Chief Medical Director, University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. I welcome you. Your Excellencies, in 5 minutes, the ceremony commences again with the national anthem. At that time, we hope to be joined by His Excellency, Mr. President. And so once again, I'd like to thank all of you for your patience. This is one very laudable initiative that has come to stay. We'd like again to thank Mr. President for connecting Nigeria through rail. And so, for those of you who are just making your way through, we'd like to request that we use our seats very nicely. However, we'd like again to give special recognition to our spiritual and royal fathers here, who, of course, their presence makes goodwill. At this time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, again, we would like to recognize the man from the federal government who, in his wisdom, thought it wise this should fly. Having had the consent of Mr. President and the National Assembly, shall I now recognize amongst us again His Excellency, the Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi, CON, Honorable Minister of Transportation, Federal Republic of Nigeria, I welcome you.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, donc le lancement va commencer bientôt avec l'arrivée de Son Excellence le Président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, Son Excellence Mohamed Bouhari. Mais en attendant, nous voulons annoncer donc la présence de certains dignitaires, notamment le ministre du Transport, Son Excellence Chibike Amechi, qui est donc le ministre de tutelle de ce projet très important pour les deux pays. Donc, merci de votre très aimable attention.
Thank you very much. And so once again, may I urge all of us to at all time wear our face masks, as it is very important. We thank you for your understanding, and we hope to start at midday and end early enough. Let me thank our friends from the Embassy of Portugal who also are here in solidarity of their ambassador who had sent in someone in this instance. I'd like to welcome all staff from the Federal Ministry of Transportation, side-by-side staff of the Katsina State Ministry of Transportation. I thank our frontline governors, Kano and Jigawa respectively, and of course all those who came in their company. Once again, I welcome all of you.
Nous voulons également donc, souhaiter la bienvenue aux membres du corps diplomatique, notamment les représentants de l'ambassadeur du Portugal, les différents gouverneurs des États riverains de Katsina, les différents personnels du ministère du transport fédéral et de l'État de Katsina. Donc, nous souhaitons la bienvenue à cette solennelle occasion. Merci.
Your Excellencies, there are some persons on the other end of the divide via visual platform. You'll please allow us a few seconds to see how we connect these things correctly. So upon commencement, we'll be sure we have the best. And so please excuse us for just a few seconds.
Nous avons également des personnes qui sont en ligne, qui suivent cet événement très important. Donc, nous allons brièvement nous enquérir si tout marche de l'autre côté. Merci.
Yes, I understand that just a few final checks as the President of the Federal Republic prepares to join us on this program. And we know that in a couple of minutes that would happen.
As a still live telecast of the groundbreaking ceremony of Kano Katsina Maradi with the branch line to do the Jigawa Railway project taking place in the outskirts of Katsina. As the organizers are waiting a link to connect His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to this event taking place in Katsina. Let's quickly go through the economic let's quickly go through the economic benefits of the project. The railway, if completed, will have huge impact, particularly in harnessing raw materials. Raw materials and agro products along the corridor. When completed, also the project will serve domestic industries and play the role of viable transportation backbone, linking countries in the West African sub-region, starting with the neighboring Niger Republic, to their import and export logistics. Of course, in the process, the volume of trade in the country will increase while promoting the realization of Nigeria's single market area formulation. The railway will account for average freight carriage focus of over 1 million tons annually in the first 10 years of operation within its short corridor, and a focus of average passenger traffic of over 3 million annually. A cross-section of dignitaries.
Let me quickly acknowledge, of course, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Transportation, Dr. Magdalene Ajani. You're welcome. This is your day. Your ministry is right there in the forefront as the driver of this project. Welcome.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, nous avons le plaisir d'annoncer la présence parmi nous de M. Magdalene, qui est le secrétaire général du ministère fédéral du transport de la République fédérale du Nigeria. Merci. Qui va servir d'un intermède, une danse traditionnelle.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Katsina Cultural Troupe thrilling the audience. We thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Katsina Cultural Troupe thrilling the audience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, any moment from now, we'll be joined by the President of the Federal Republic, signifying the official commencement of this program. But in the meantime, let me acknowledge the presence here and welcome His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero. Your Royal Highness, you're welcome to this event. Thank you.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, bonjour. Nous sommes ravis de reconnaître parmi nous une personnalité importante, notamment l'émir de Kano, Sa Majesté Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, qui vient de se joindre à cette importante occasion. Donc, sous peu, nous allons commencer la cérémonie de lancement. Juste le temps d'attendre le président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, son Excellence Mohamed Bouhari. Merci.
Thank you very much. Right. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. And any moment from now, we will request for the national anthem. Okay? I guess we are set to go. If we are set, and if you can hear me, we'll just go right ahead and start off with the national anthem. Please signify if you can hear me. Yes. Are we set? I can hear you. Are we set? Are we ready to link up with the President of the Federal Republic? Yes, are we set? What about now? Can you hear me clearly? Yes. The only microphone on is mine.
Yes, you are still live on the services of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, bringing you the groundbreaking ceremony of Kano Maradi Jibia with branch line to do a Jigawa rail project. As the organizers await a signal from their end which will allow His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to join in this historic moment. Let's continue with the economic benefit of the project when completed. A geometrical increase in this service is expected when it is linked to the southern part of Nigerian port of Apapa, Tinkan Island, and Wari. And is realized by the construction of Lagos, Kano, Abuja, Itakpe, respectively, to average focus of 2.2 million tons annually and passenger traffic of average of 5.1 million. The main, of course, agricultural crops grown in commercial quantity along the corridor are groundnuts, cassava, yam, potatoes, millet, maize, rice, beans as food crops, and livestock include cattle, sheep, goats, and poultry. Still waiting the signal, a cross-section of dignitaries, including the governor of Maradi in the Republic of Niger, Zakari Umaru, emirs of Katsina and Kano, Alhaji Amina Ado Bayero, and of course Abdulmumini Kabir Usman of Katsina. A cross section The project, when completed, will serve domestic industries and play the role of a viable transportation backbone, linking countries in the West African sub-region, starting with the neighboring Republic of Niger, their import and export logistic chain. In the process, still talking on the economic value of these rail projects, the volume of trade in the country will increase while promoting the realization of Nigeria's single market area formulation. In addition, the railway will account for average freight carriage focus of over 1 million tons annually in the first 10 years of operation within its short corridor, and a focus of average passenger traffic of over 3 million annually. The organizers still waiting for a link, of course, which will allow His Excellency,
the band, they want to test
the
your
President
sound.
of the
Go
Federal
ahead.
Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to join in this groundbreaking ceremony of Kano, Katsina, Jibia, Maradi,
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we are with your cue. In the meantime, once again, this is an appeal to the cameramen who are right here in front of me. It would seem that your position is not that conducive to the rest of the dignitaries and you're blocking the view. Would you kindly relocate to some other position? I believe a better position will be somewhere towards my right. Cameramen, please assist in improving the view, especially for the dignitaries who are seated behind you. This is an appeal to the cameraman. Would you kindly relocate, change your positions, and move towards my right so that the dignitaries can see what is going on here? Thank you very much.
And then, whilst we expect that the gentlemen of the press take a more confident position, shall I recognize the DG CEO of NITT, Dr. Bayero Farah? I welcome you. Thank you.
Excellence, bonsoir. Donc, nous avons le plaisir de reconnaître la présence ici, parmi nous, du directeur général de l'Institut Nigérian du transport, Dr. Bayero Farah. Donc, l'Institut Nigérian du transport se trouve à Zaria. Merci.
You are still on to the services of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, bringing to you live the groundbreaking ceremony of Kano Katsina Jibia Maradi with branch line to do the Jigawa Railway project, to be undertaken by
Yes, I can hear
the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, as we await the link from the organizers which will allow His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to join this historic event live from Abuja. Let's quickly look at the project itself, which is a 284-kilometer standard gauge rail project contracted to Portuguese firm Motor Angle Nigeria Limited. The project Kano Maradi line is crucial to the overall railway development in Nigeria and the West African sub-region. Of course, the Minister of Information, the governors of Jigawa and Kano State, Still on the project, the Kano-Maradi line is crucial to the overall development of railway in Nigeria and the West African sub-region.
We also have,
And of course,
other performer
the completion of the project will represent the last section of the corridor that connects Lagos to Kano and subsequently to the Republic of Niger through the border town of Maradi. In the Republic of Niger. The rail line is designed to pass close to the major cities, towns, and villages without dividing them, to facilitate public transportation and to stimulate the development of the agricultural economy and manufacturing industries along the corridor. The project is expected to have a total of 15 stations, including Maradi in the Republic of Niger, which comprise 2 main stations in Kano and Katsina, 3 medium stations in Kazaure, Daura, and Jibia, 3 small stations in Shargalle, Katsina State, Dambata, Kano State, and Mashi, also in Kano State. Minister of Transport Rotimi Amechi, the governors of Kano and Jigawa states,
Thank you very much. Thank you, M. Lawal. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, any moment from now, the President of the Federal Republic will be joining us. So at this point in time, we'll ask the police band to remain on standby and alert, as in 20 seconds, the president will be making his way into the chambers. Let us all be set so that as soon as the cue is given, we'll have the national anthem. And at this point in time, I appeal to the cultural troupe to stay further action on any form of entertainment and music. Thank you. Can we turn off that music, please? May we all rise for the national anthem. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the groundbreaking ceremony of the Kano Katsina Jibia Maradi with a branch to Dutse Jigawa Railway Project taking place today. At some point in time, Mr. President will be declaring this groundbreaking ceremony open. We welcome you to Katsina, where this event is taking place live. May I, at this point in time, now invite the Minister of Transportation, the Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, to formally welcome you to this ceremony.
Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, the governors of Katsina, Jigawa, and Kano states, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives of Nigeria, my colleagues who have accompanied me to Katsina State, and those who are the council. The governors from Niger Republic and the delegation from Niger Republic. I guess the Speaker and members of the State Assemblies of Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa are here present. Our dear royal fathers, kindly seated in the regalia there. Let me, on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Transport and my colleagues in the Ministry of Transport, welcome you to Katsina State. Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the preliminary studies for the Kano-Maradi railway route commenced in the year 2012. By 2015, the ministry had concluded the feasibility studies of this route from Kano to Maradi and produced an outline business case that attested to the high viability of this corridor for railway transportation and was therefore listed among other prioritized railway and railway-related projects. The scope of this project, having its corridor within Kano, Katsina, Jigawa states, and the 25-kilometer extension into Niger Republic, involves construction of single-track standard gauge rail line with an alignment of approximately 284 kilometers, traversing Kano, Dambata, Kazware, Shangele, Mashi, Daura, Katsina, Jibia, Maradi, and a 94-kilometer branch line from Kano to Duse, the capital of Jigawa State. The entire network of this project has 15 railway stations of different categories, with major stations of approximately 3,000 peak passenger capacity in the cities of Kano and Katsina, and stations of standard category in Kazware, Daura, Jibia, and Duse, and minor stations in Dambata, Shagale, and Mashi, as well as halt stations in Kunya, Kano Airport, Muduru, Dadara, and the Niger Republic at Anol, Mata, and Maradi. The rail line is also provided with accessories and special installations, including power and water supply schemes, signaling system and communication in GSM railway, freight yards, rolling stock depots, and maintenance workshops. This project will reach a substantial completion in the year 2023, when it will be ready to handle passenger and freight daily traffic forecast of 9,364 passengers and approximately 3,000 metric tons of freight on return trips between Kano and Maradi. There is no doubt that this route, when linked with the ongoing Lagos-Kano Railway project on completion, will generate higher traffic volumes and revenue. The construction project is going to be handled by Messrs. Motor Engil Nigerian Limited with the support of European export credit agencies and development finance institutions, and the involvement of local capacities and resources in line with the presidential order on local content. Mr. President has approved the development of railway infrastructure and related projects that are of significance to the nation's socio-economic growth and bring the Nigerian economy to become a key player in the region and globally. The objective here is to establish a railway network that is sustainable and strong to serve as a transportation backbone and open a new path to positive economic transformation. I also want to seize this unique opportunity to thank Mr. President for his support and our common interventions are the numerous progress and successes that we have achieved in the realization of infrastructure, particularly for the railways. In this regard, I must mention the completion and commissioning for commercial operations, the Abuja to Kaduna, and Itape to Ajokuta Warri rail lines. The nearly completed Lagos-Ibadan Railway and provision of contemporary operational equipment for the benefit of our citizens. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, the governors, our dear emirs, members of the National Assembly, my colleagues, the ministers, and our delegates from Niger Republic, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Once again, may we please give a resounding round of applause for Nigerian's Transport Minister, such an obeying gentleman. At this time, we'll take a very brief translation, and I'd like to welcome the gentleman to do that very quickly.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, donc nous avons ici le discours du ministre fédéral du Transport, son Excellence Chibuike Amechi, dans lequel il a d'abord respecté le protocole d'usage pour parler de l'historique même de ce projet dont l'étude de faisabilité a été lancée en 2012 et elle a été achevée en 2015. Et il a été constaté que le projet est viable pour une construction de rails entre les villes du nord Nigeria et Maradi au Niger. Donc, c'est une priorité et ça va impliquer une distance de 240 km à l'intérieur du Nigeria et 25 km à l'intérieur du Niger. Donc, il est prévu que ce projet va permettre le transport de marchandises et de personnes avec une capacité de 9000 passagers et 3000 tonnes de marchandises. Donc, le président de la République fédérale du Nigeria a approuvé ce projet qui sera pris en charge par une Metal Mato Injil, donc une compagnie, avec l'appui des investisseurs locaux pour la réalisation de ce projet. Donc, on espère arriver à terme de ce projet en 2023 et il permettra, dans une large mesure, de développer la région nord du Nigeria, surtout dans le domaine du commerce, assurer la sécurité et la création de l'emploi pour les populations. Merci.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government of Niger Republic has sent in a very powerful delegation. It's at this time I shall welcome the Honorable Minister of Transportation, Niger Republic. Please welcome Mr. Sadu Seydou as he steps forward here for his remark. Shall we please give him a Nigerian round of applause?
Excellence, Monsieur Muhammadu Buhari, président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, honorable ministre des Transports de la République fédérale du Nigeria, Mesdames et Messieurs les ministres, Messieurs les gouverneurs, Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du corps diplomatique, Mesdames et Messieurs les élus, honorables chefs traditionnels et religieux, chers habitants du Katsina, distingués invités, permettez-moi tout d'abord de m'acquitter d'un agréable devoir, celui de vous transmettre au nom du peuple nigérien les salutations fraternelles et amicales de son Excellence M. Issoufou Mahamadou, président de la République du Niger. C'est un immense plaisir pour moi de prendre la parole ce jour, 9 février 2021, à l'occasion du lancement officiel des travaux de construction de la ligne ferroviaire Kano-Katina-Jibia-Maradi. Notre présence ici, en cette belle occasion, nous réjouit en terre légendaire, hospitalité et de culture que le Nigeria témoigne à suffisance l'importance que le Niger attache aux relations de fraternité, d'amitié et de coopération qui existent entre nos deux pays. En effet, malgré le contexte sanitaire mondial qui nous impose, je dirige une assez forte délégation composée de son Excellence l'ambassadeur du Niger au Nigeria, Monsieur le gouverneur de la région de Maradi, des experts et éminentes personnalités, tous dévoués à apporter leur pierre à l'édifice pour la réalisation de ce projet d'envergure internationale. Mesdames et messieurs, comme vous le savez, toute chose a un début, tout comme l'histoire qui lie notre peuple, qui date de siècles. Mais je peux vous garantir que cette histoire, la nôtre, celle de nos deux vaillantes populations, n'a pas de fin. Elle n'a que des déroulements heureux et formidables. Ainsi, la cérémonie d'aujourd'hui marque le début d'une belle page de cette histoire. En effet, la réalisation de la ligne ferroviaire Kano-Maradi est un vieux projet, une perspective d'intégration ou tout simplement une idée de développement dont le temps est arrivé grâce aux engagements et à la vision de développement commune de nos deux chefs d'État, j'ai nommé leur Excellence, M. Muhammadu Buhari et Issoufou Mahamadou. Ce projet intégrateur permettra, sans nul doute, d'élargir et d'intégrer nos marchés, de faciliter le mouvement des personnes et des biens, de contribuer à la paix et de créer des conditions locales de développement en termes d'emploi pour un développement économique et durable de nos deux pays. Le Niger, en particulier, il s'agit de diversifier ses ports de transit, de préserver son patrimoine routier, de limiter l'impact de la vétusté de son parc automobile, de booster le développement des infrastructures lourdes sur son territoire. Le chemin de fer est, comme vous le savez, un mode de transport de masse adapté à ce défi. Mesdames et messieurs, la mise en œuvre du projet de connexion Kano-Maradi témoigne davantage les efforts entrepris par les plus hautes autorités nigérianes et nigériennes dans le cadre de la zone de libre-échange continentale africaine dont les échanges viennent de démarrer le 1er janvier 2021. Consolidons nos acquis, célébrons nos succès, réunissons ensemble nos efforts. Nous devons continuer donc à fournir davantage d'efforts pour asseoir dans le domaine de nos échanges une stratégie durable par le rapprochement de nos réglementations, l'amélioration de la sécurité, la facilitation des transports et la révision des accords, la promotion du secteur privé. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est sur ces mots d'espoir que je termine mes propos par cette motion de félicitations et d'encouragement à l'endroit de l'honorable ministre des Transports de la République fédérale du Nigeria, M. Amechi, pour son engagement et son dynamisme quant à la concrétisation de ce projet. Vive la coopération nigéro-nigériane, vive l'intégration africaine, que Dieu bénisse le Nigeria et son peuple. Je vous remercie.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give you a short presentation of the welcome address by the Minister of Transport from the Niger Republic, His Excellency Sadou Seydou. So after the warm welcome and the warm greetings from the people of Niger to the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the minister expressed his pleasure for the groundbreaking ceremony which is taking place today in Katsina. This is an important project for both countries, especially regarding transportation, economic development, and achievement of peace and security in the border areas. Despite the pandemic of COVID-19 which is prevalent, the minister came with an important delegation, all in support of this project. The project which is going to be launched today is going to help a lot, especially in the Niger Republic, where it contributes to the development of infrastructure, transport infrastructure especially, road, as well as free movement of people and goods across the border. This project is also an important landmark of the good relationship between the people of Niger Republic and the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is date from time immemorial. And it is an important event today that shows the commitment of the leadership both in Niger Republic and the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the advancement of their people. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the Chief Executive Officer of Mota Angel Africa, Manuel Mota, who will briefly address this gathering. Do we have him here? Thank you very much. Let's welcome the Chief Executive Officer of Mota Angel Africa, Manuel Mota. Thank you.
Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Government of Nigeria, the Senate President of the Federal Government of Nigeria, the Speaker of the House, Governors of Katsina, Kano, and Jibia States, Deputy Governors, Honorable Minister of Transport of Nigeria, Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and Planning, Honorable Minister of Transport of Niger, Honorable Ministers, our Royal Fathers, members of the National and State Assemblies here present, distinguished guests. It is an honor for Mota Angel Africa to have been selected for the construction and the execution of the Kano, Katsina, Jibia, Maradi, and the Kano Dutse projects. The Kano, Maradi, Dutse project is a big achievement to unlock the interland and the trade between the north and the ocean, Niger and the ocean, and this will open the region and the interland countries to the world. It's a project that's going to bring economic development and it's going to bring prosperity. At Motengil, we have been developing projects across the continent for the last 75 years. We are currently present in more than 30 countries, and this will be our landmark project across the continent and the world. Many times they like to consider us a Portuguese company, but since the foundation of the group, my grandfather and my father have always taught me that in Portugal we are in Portuguese, but in Nigeria we are Nigerians, in Niger we are Nigerians, and as well as in Mexico we will be Mexicans. So we want to be part of Nigeria. We are a Nigerian company that is today established for the next many years to come. I would like a special thanks for President Muhammadu Buhari for believing in us, for giving us this opportunity. Thanks to Honorable Minister Otimi Amaechi for the opportunity that is giving to us. Thank you and the team at the Ministry of Transport. Thank you for the Minister of Finance and the DMO for the support that have been given to this project. And we believe and we can guarantee that we will conclude the project on time, on budget, and with great success. Entry of Nigeria, for Niger, and for the local communities who will benefit for the project for years to come. Thank you.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, nous avons ici le discours en résumé du représentant de Mota Engel, qui est le constructeur en charge de ce projet de développement de rail. Merci. Donc, c'est la compagnie donc, qui se charge de la réalisation du projet. Et pour lui, le projet va servir à désenclaver le nord du Nigeria et le Niger dans le domaine du transport et des échanges, surtout avec le monde extérieur. C'est une compagnie qui a 75 ans d'expérience dans la construction de grands projets et ils sont servis dans 40 pays à travers le continent. Ce projet de rail donc, entre le Niger et le Nigeria est un de leurs projets phares. Mota Angels est une compagnie qui est dédiée au développement à travers le monde. C'est ce qu'il a confirmé. Il dit que ils sont des citoyens du monde. Ils sont au Nigeria, ils sont nigérians. S'ils sont au Niger, ils sont nigériens. Donc, c'est des citoyens du monde. Il a terminé son discours en remerciant le président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, son Excellence Mohamed Buhari, le ministre fédéral du Transport, son Excellence Rotimi Amechi, le ministère des Finances, pour le soutien et surtout pour la confiance qu'il leur a donnée dans le cadre de ce projet. Ils espèrent conclure le projet à temps et ce sera avec succès dans le bénéfice des populations du Nigeria et du Niger. Merci.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time we'll hear from a man with the entire country in his honor, a confident and a dependable ally, the man who oversees the entire project, everything that happens here in Katsina State. I'd like now to welcome very specially His Excellency, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, as he steps forward here for his remarks. Shall we please give him a resounding round of applause?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Commander-in-Chief, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Transport and former Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellencies, the Governors of Jigawa and the Kano States, distinguished senators and honorable members of the Federal House of Representatives, ministers, members of the Federal Executive Council, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Speaker, Katsina State House of Assembly, and members of Katsina State House of Assembly that are here, our royal fathers, the emirs of Katsina, Kano, and Duse, and your entourage, senior government officials that are here, our friends, brothers, and neighbors, the Governor of Maradi, Niger Republic, the Honorable Minister of Transport, Niger Republic, and all those who accompanied you to this historic occasion here in Katsina, you are highly welcome. Members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Let me start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this day possible and for making it possible for us to witness this historic day. Our thanks and appreciation goes to our dear President, President Muhammadu Buhari, who, by the grace of Allah, is completing this internationally known economic corridor of Lagos, Kano, and Jibia going to Maradi in Niger Republic. The story of railway coming to Katsina has been very, very old. I could remember there was a time the late Alhaji Garba Abdul Qadir, as the chairman of Nigerian Railways, there are many rumors about the railway coming to Katsina. And later, my boss, Alhaji Said Barda, the first civilian governor, when he was Federal Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Transport, the issue again was raised. So when the issues were being raised this time, people were a bit skeptical because of the previous stories and the hopes that railway will eventually come to Katsina. So we thank Allah. Today, it has come to pass. And the honor and the glory goes to President Muhammadu Buhari, who's approved this project, and also our friend, the Minister of Transport, for facilitating this landmark historical project. I think all of us that are in political office today, or those of us that are in appointed office today, especially those of us from Katsina, for us, this day, we are more than happy because this history is being made during our time. And our hope and the appeal to the Ministry of Transport and the contractor to fulfill the statement made by Honorable Minister of Transport that if not all, substantial part of this project will be completed before the end of tenure of 2023. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we have no words enough to express our appreciation to Mr. President, to the Ministry of Transport, to the National Assembly, and to all those who have contributed in one way or the other for making this project a reality and this day possible. At this juncture, Katsina State is not only the beneficial state. I would like to invite my colleagues, the governors of Jigawa and the Kano, to come and join me in thanking and appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our President and Ministry of Transport and National Assembly for making this day possible. Your Excellencies, you are so invited.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my colleagues, the governors of Jigawa and Katsina states, the Honorable Minister of Transportation and members of your staff, other honorable ministers, the powerful delegation from the Republic of Niger, our royal fathers, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you all. Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the people of Kano State, and the government of Kano State, we would like to inform you that we are the greatest beneficiaries of your administration in Nigeria. Because, first of all, we appreciate you for improving the infrastructure in Nigeria, in particular for Kano State, making Kano State a mega city, commercial nerve center of the northern part of this country, and also you are making it a commercial nerve center of some West African countries. Let me start by road transportation. The road between Kano, Kaduna, and Abuja is going on, and the work is fantastic. The road between Katsina and Kano, which is being dualized, the quality of the work is fantastic. And the road between Maiduguri down to Kano, the work is fantastic. What else do we need if we are talking for transportation for a commercial city like Kano? Now you have taken us to the next level. The railway between Lagos, Ibadan, Kaduna, and Kano is on. And you have added more feathers today. The railway between Kano, Katsina, Kibia, and Maradi, we are laying the foundation today. And also a branch to Dutse. Our airport in Kano has been expanded. So what else do we need when we are talking of development? Mr. President, we thank you for this milestone. Thank you, and God bless.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, my father, our father, the father of the nation, President Muhammad Buhari. Your Excellency, the Governor of Katsina, our host, and my father-in-law. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, my brother. Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Transport, our great friend, other ministers here present, Your Excellency, the Governor of Maradi, and the Minister of Transport from Niger, our leaders and our royal fathers, the emirs of Katsina, Kano, and Dutse, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. The two governors have said it all. We cannot thank President Muhammad Buhari enough. In addition to what Governor Ganduje have said, because all developments that happen in Kano and Katsina are interconnected with that of Jigawa. We are being supported in two major locations with this railway line. Dutse to Kano, and the Kano Maradi is passing through Kazaure, some part of Gwiwa and Enkwashi in my state. In addition to the road projects Governor Ganduje mentioned, there is Kona Dimawa to Babamutu, also an international route that is being constructed as of today. In addition to that, there is Gaya Kaping House Road awarded by the federal government. The contractors are on site. And the Kano Meduguri is like a Jigawa road. And we really cannot thank Mr. President enough. He has done so wonderfully well in supporting us. In addition to that, the 36 governors of Nigeria will always thank President Muhammad Buhari, because without his support, we couldn't have raised our heads high. We could be hiding by now. When we came in, about 27 states were not paying salaries. President Muhammad Buhari bailed us out, provided us with monies to pay salaries and the arrears therein. President Muhammad Buhari also gave us money to start infrastructure when oil prices crash. 10 billion naira per state. Again, the states were in difficulty because of the oil collapse. President Muhammad Buhari orders for budget support facility to the states, where 1 billion is being paid to each state for about 10 months. Then the remaining 8 months, we were being supported again by 800 million per month, without which, at that time, at that situation, states couldn't have been able to pay salaries. In addition to that, the Paris Club refund, that's the Paris Club money that has been forgiven and has been deducted from the states. States were fighting for years to get back that money. But despite the difficulty, President Muhammad Buhari obliged all the states and paid us the refund. Jigawa State, as a small state, collected over 40 billion. We went back to him again and said we have infrastructures that are meant for the federal government. We want refund. President Muhammad Buhari approves the report. I got 10 billion naira for the airport that was built in Jigawa State. Some state getting 70, 60 billion. And again, despite the harsh condition, harsh economic climate, we went back again. When we realized payee are being deducted and not being paid to the states, and President Muhammad Buhari obliged again and gave us the payee refund. And most of the state gets a lot of billions from that. That is why I said, whatever success we achieve in Jigawa and indeed in many states is due to the magnanimity and the straightforwardness of President Muhammad Buhari. Otherwise, we couldn't have achieved what we have achieved at the state. So, Baba, we say thank you. But more importantly, we say thank you to the good people of Katsina State for giving us President Muhammad Buhari. We'll continue to pray for you. We'll continue to thank you. We'll continue to wish you Allah's guidance, because we believe the 36 states governors of this country wouldn't have succeeded the way they succeed without your kind support. And remember, support comes at a time where oil prices shrank to less than $50 a barrel. Was the production being dropped to about, at one time, even 500,000 barrels a day, compared to average price of $100 a barrel and a production of 2.3 million barrels a day. So it was less than half or 1/3 of what they were making before and could not pay salaries. In 27 states, President Muhammad Buhari was able to support us to continue and do all this support to the state. How can we thank you enough? So we thank you very much. The governors of the 36 states are indeed very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, Governors of Katsina, Kano, and Jigawa states respectively. Once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we show appreciation to Mr. President by giving a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. And so by way of summary, I will welcome the translator to do a very quick one.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, nous en venons maintenant au discours du gouverneur hôte de l'État de Katsina et les gouverneurs des États voisins, notamment Jigawa et Kano. Donc, le gouverneur de l'État de Katsina, Son Excellence Aminou Bello Massari, a souligné que cette occasion est historique dans la mesure où l'histoire du rail date de longtemps à Katsina. On a entendu parler de beaucoup de rails, mais ça n'a jamais été réalisé jusqu'à l'arrivée du président Mohamed Buhari qui a fait tout l'effort nécessaire pour qu'aujourd'hui le lancement soit possible. Donc c'est une réalité et le crédit va au président Mohamed Buhari, au ministre fédéral du transport, l'Assemblée nationale et toutes les autorités compétentes. Donc, pour lui, notre espoir, c'est que nos constructeurs puissent mettre en œuvre, réaliser ce chemin de fer dans le délai imparti. À la suite du gouverneur de Katsina, les autres gouverneurs de l'État de Jigawa et de Kano ont également souligné l'importance de ce projet et d'autres projets également qui ont été enclenchés par le président Mohamed Buhari. Et ils lui reconnaissent ce crédit puisque aujourd'hui nous sommes ici pour célébrer une réalisation importante. Sur ce, le gouverneur donc, a remercié le président et toutes les autorités qui sont impliquées dans la réalisation de ce projet. Merci.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Senate President, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, is here represented by the Chairman, Senate Committee, Land Transport. And so for his remark, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, shall I now welcome Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari, Senate Committee Chairman, Land Transport, as he steps forward here to bring words of felicitation coming from the President of Nigerian Senate. I welcome you. And then whilst it's coming up again, I'd like to urge all of us to please wear our face masks properly. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, the Governor of Katsina, Kano, and Jigawa, Honorable Ministers present here, my colleagues from the National Assembly, Governor of Maradi and the Transport Minister, our Royal Father from Duse, Katsina, and Kano. Good afternoon. Let me, on behalf of the Senate President and National Assembly member, with great delight, join His Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, at the groundbreaking ceremony of the railway project, Kano, Katsina, Jibia, Maradi in the Niger Republic, and Kano-Duse branch line. Today marks yet another landmark in the actualization of the commitment of Mr. President towards all-round infrastructural development in Nigeria, particularly in the rail sector. The great stride since the outset of this administration is coming after a decade of innovative rail system, thus creating a dependable and safe alternate transportation backbone in the nation. The unwavering commitment of the administration is manifested in many success stories in the transport sector. The Abuja-Kaduna Railway Modernization Project, completed in July 2016. The rehabilitation of completion of Itakpe-Ajaokuta-Warri Rail Line in September 2020. Another great ongoing rail project like Lagos to Ibadan since December and is now on test running. We in the National Assembly are committed to supporting Mr. President in realizing his vision of a revitalization of economy by instrumentality of expeditious consideration of legislative matter. We hope to continue on the path of the nation building and mutual understanding in the interest of the Nigerian populace. Along with all the stakeholders in this significant sector, we will maintain steady focus on railway transformation and developmental to conform to international best practice and other developed systems across the world. On this note, I would like to commend the Minister of Transportation, Honorable Rotimi Amechi, Federal Minister of Transportation, Motor Angel Group, and other relevant stakeholders, in addition, worthy of admiration in the fulfillment of President Buhari's agenda in taking Nigeria to the next level. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, nous venons d'écouter le discours du représentant du président du Sénat et de l'Assemblée nationale, qui dans son discours a mis l'accent sur le développement des infrastructures de l'administration du président Mohamed Buhari, surtout le train comme une alternative efficace dans le domaine du transport, notamment avec la réalisation d'un certain nombre de tronçons. Dans le sud, nous avons Itapé à Ajaokuta, nous avons aussi le tronçon Kaduna-Abuja et le tronçon Lagos-Ibadan qui est en train d'être achevé également. Donc le Sénat affirme son engagement à soutenir le président Mohamed Buhari dans toutes les réalisations de développement qu'il entreprend dans ce pays. Ceci se fait dans la compréhension mutuelle pour assurer donc, le développement du pays. Merci pour votre attention.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point we are set to listen to the address of the number one citizen, President Muhammadu Buhari, and we are just waiting for the cue from the technical crew in Abuja, the signals. Once they are set, we would, of course, inform you immediately as we get set to listen to the address by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari.
Governors of Nigeria, Parliament, in the National Assembly, especially the representative of the Senate President, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Chief of Staff, Significant trading core between Nigeria and Niger, in addition to building central vital infrastructure will assist for this raw materials from both agricultural and mineral resources for our industry. The project, when completed, would serve import and export of goods for Niger Republic and other countries in the sub-region through Nigerian ports. The country would earn revenue through expansion of trade and commerce, while the people of Niger Republic will benefit from ease of transportation, logistics at affordable cost in their import and export businesses. The connection to Niger Republic through rail will also foster trans-Sahara trade and contribute to the expected gains in the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. The construction company handling this project, Mrs. Motor Engine Nigeria Limited, is supporting knowledge and technology transfer by investing in the establishment of a land institution for transportation and railway sites. This is commendable. Distinguished guests, this exhibition in clear recognition of the challenges posed to our economic growth by absence of strong and effective infrastructure has remained consistent in her effort at closing this gap. We have, in the rail sector, embarked on the completion of the 1,424 kilometers Lagos to Kano rail line to join the one being flagged off today for the country's western axis. On the eastern corridor of the country, the Port Harcourt, Enugu, Makadi, Maiduguri rail line with branches to Owerri, Imo State, and Damaturu, Yobe State, had been awarded reconstruction to include a deep sea port in Bonny Island and a railway industrial park in Port Harcourt with the objective of achieving a vibrant and functional railway infrastructure in the eastern part of the country. The Federal Ministry of Transportation and Ministry of Finance have been directed to vigorously act on engagement and concluding financial arrangement with appropriate co-financers to partner with the federal government for the development of the West-East Coast Rail Line from Lagos to Calabar and linking Onitsha, Benin, Warri, Yenagoa, Port Harcourt, Aba, and Uyo. Furthermore, contract for the important Central Railway to Ibadan Itape, Barrow, Abuja, with connection to Lokoja and a new seaport in Warri has been signed and is expected to achieve appreciable level of completion during the tenure of this administration. Distinguished guests, I believe when all these initiatives of our administration are realized, the country has overcome infrastructural deficiency in the transportation access to take full advantage of availability of an affordable backbone that can transform industrial and economic activity to a higher level. I also enjoin our private sector to invest and participate in the realization of these very promising economic opportunities. I now have the honor to perform the groundbreaking ceremony for the Kano Maradi Standard Gauge Rail Line and direct the Honorable Minister of Transportation to flag off the project. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we have the national anthem, please. National anthem.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Transportation will now lead the governors to the line that is to cut the tape and on behalf of the President, formally perform the groundbreaking ceremony. Minister of Transportation leading the governors, the members of the National Assembly, and the dignitaries from Niger Republic. They will perform that ceremony briefly, after which we will disperse. Thank you very much. I can't even get there anymore.
Sorting out in Nigeria. Hey, I just bossy.
zauna, da yan kwamiti kuka zauna, sasanci zaman lumana, tsadar shanu a daina, zubar kashe al'umma na, garkuwa da mutane amsar, gudun fansa a daina, da kisan gilla a daina, barkan ka da taimako na kusa da kusa ne kake shugaban mu basa ne karka basa, kama ka ci kadan siyasa, igiya ita ce ka yasa, ayyukan mu je ka dosa, madugun tafiyar talakawa inda ya doka ba gidanka, mun yaba mata gwamnatinka, da wanda yake ta waka, ga salisu continental, masu gidauniya ta marayu taimakon talaka, mun yaba duka ayyukanka, jama'ar ka suna yaba ka, wai ina tija na gwamna, sardauna ka zo mu gana, sardaunan galaji man ka sinawa zaki ga na gwamna, sai ina SK ta nima.
It was the ground-breaking
tafiya na gwamna, mai jira ka kai da zaki, SK masani na aiki, mai jira ka sai ka zo don kauna soyayya ta gwamna, mai zarce ka sturoma, in gai da kwani na gwamna, na zo MD Sirajo Yazid Abukur zaki na gwamna, in yaba ka kana da himma, yan kwamitin marayu gare ku na zo in yi jinjina ta, Abdul Kadir ni kun san farzo ne na gwamna, shugaban kwamiti nufina, Alhaji Sani Umar biyar jan zaki na gwamna, mai tausan al'umma na, ES na katantani barkan ka da aikin nan na gwamna.
Yes, that has been the ground-breaking ceremony of Kano Katsina Jibia Maradi with branch line to Dutse Jigawa railway project. Launched today by His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, via visual portal from Abuja, really. This is where the program comes to an end, which came to you live on the network service of the NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. I will, at this point, like to join you to our studios in Abuja for the continuation of the Nigerian Upstream Cost Optimization Program, which was temporarily suspended for the groundbreaking ceremony of Kano Katsina Jibia Maradi with branch line to Dutse Jigawa Railway project here in Katsina. I am Shehu Adamu saying stay tuned to NTA.
Cost. These are some of the areas that we must clearly look at. Then again, the finance cost. You have somebody investing in the North Sea, for example. He has access to finance, maybe at about 1 or 2%. Then we have indigenous Nigeria company who approaches Nigeria Bank and you lend money to him at 20%. Clearly, these are cost drivers that must be looked at. So for us in Pengasan, we are ready to partner with our government. We are ready to look at these. But again, we should clearly define where the cost drivers are, and we should clearly situate them. Because if we do that, we believe that this project, we can easily realize them. Then again, to quickly, in conclusion, speaking about the cost reduction in the oil and gas industry is a good initiative. We should also look at the cost reduction in governance. Because today, the cost of our governance is quite increasing, and in a very alarming rate. So as we are tasking employees in the oil and gas industry to come up with initiatives that could reduce our costs, let us also look at the way we have been managing government, the way we have been increasing bureaucracies. This must be looked at because nobody should be a sacred cow. Conclusively, I thank every one of us. We are prepared in Pengasan. We will work with government. We will work with you to ensure that this dream is realized, but again, let us be focused on the areas that truly drive our cost upward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Festus Usifo. President Pengasin very passionately delivered. Solidarity forever. Thank you very much. Last but not the least, I will be inviting the President Nupeng, Mr. Williams Aporoha, to give his remarks.
For time factor, I wish to stand on already established protocols. I sat here today to listen to a lot of arguments on why cost should be optimized in the upstream sector of the oil and gas. And I want to say that NUPENG is totally in support of that. But as workers, there are actually a lot we don't know about these operational fundamentals. We are asked to carry out duties, and we carry it out diligently. So my view here is that, yes, the idea is laudable. We must look into areas where costs should be optimized. But again, in any policy without human angle, then there are serious challenges. We must also be careful I saw you doing it. So I'm out of it. So, because we must cut cost, we must also be very careful on how we also cut salaries, especially unilaterally. Because we have seen areas, we have seen some management have been dodged because of this perception of cutting costs. The first thing they do is to go and cut salaries, forgetting that as a worker, you also deserve your decent wages. This is oil and gas. And clearly, the way the sector is quite different from other sectors of the economy. There are a lot of hazards. There are a lot of dangers inherent in our operations. And these are workers that day to day face these challenges. Definitely you can't pay them monkey wages, because what you will get at the end of the day is monkey services. So as we go along to see how we can cut costs in oil and gas sector, ours is that care must be taken so that workers at the end of the day don't feel demotivated in their workplaces by some overzealous managers whose intention would just be to cut down salaries. NUPENG is a very objective organization, and we will look at issues more objectively when engaged. But when you go behind the doors to carry out some of these policies, of course, we will react. So like I say, the management hold the yam in our street parlance. They hold the yam and the knife. But please, in cutting the yam, please be mindful that persons are also watching. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams Akoreha. He's the president of NUPENG. Permit me to recognize the presence of Mr. Ben Akabweze. He's the DG Budget Office of the Federation. You're most welcome, sir. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the Chairman, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, ably represented by the Secretary to the Commission, Mr. M.B. Shehu. You're most welcome, sir. Once again, it gives me great pleasure to invite to the podium His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Silva, to give us his take on the commencement by stakeholders. Your Excellency, sir.
Well, I came back again on the podium for one very main reason. The GMD reminded me that I forgot to recognize the presidents of Pengassan and NUPENG the first time. And that, of course, obviously had some consequences. So he quickly negotiated to give me this second opportunity, just to recognize them. Presidents of Pengassan and NUPENG, I stand on the protocol already established. I want us to just be a little bit careful on this issue of HR cost. Because I want to remind us that the teachers, health workers, civil servants are all watching. If everybody in Nigeria will benchmark their salaries to the dollar, I'm sure it will not be very easy for this country. So I just wanted to say this. But on the whole, I'm very thankful for this conversation that we're having today on optimization of upstream cost. It's a conversation that should have started earlier. As the president of Pengassan said before, this conversation has been on a scattered basis. But what is different today is that for the first time, the leader of the industry, the NNPC, is actually taking the lead in the optimization process. Please let us give the GMD and the CEO upstream a round of applause. This is overdue, long overdue, but better late than never. Having said that, I would like to also suggest to the GMD, since we are optimizing everything, to also start to also think about the optimization of our product costs. Because as you all know, oil prices are where they are today, $60. As desirable as this is, this has consequences as well on product prices. So we want to take the pleasure, and we should as a country be ready to take the pain. Today, the NNPC is taking a big hit from this. We all know that there is no provision in the budget for subsidy. And so, somewhere down the line, I believe that the NNPC cannot continue to take this blow. There is no way, because there is no provision for it. So as a country, let us take the benefits of the higher crude oil prices And I hope that we'll also be ready to take a little pain on the other side, the side of higher product costs, product prices. I thought I should just mention this as a closing, and I really thank everyone who have really contributed to the success of this program. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Silva. Before we draw the curtain on this event, I'd like to warmly invite the very erudite Mr. Balawunti, the GGM NAPIMS, to give us the next steps and the vote of thanks. GGM, sir.
You know, it's always very difficult when you are asked to speak last, especially after your major stakeholders, your fathers, your uncles have spoken. But let me start with certain protocol that I can't skip. Our distinguished Senator Albert, Chairman Upstream Senate. I was just telling the Honorable Minister a few minutes ago that I once went to him and I asked him, can you please appoint me as a manager? And then he reminded me that, look, why do you want to be somebody? That there's a born manager. And that born manager is Chief Dr. James Manager, our chairman gas in the Senate. So while we struggle to be managers, some people are born managers. His Excellency, former Governor of Bayelsa State, my own country person. As you know, my name is Bala Bradikimo Untifrie. My uncle, my senior brother, of course my Amir, my leader, my general group managing director, Malam Melikari, my employers, President William of Nupeng, and President Osopio of Pengasan. My partners, from the IOCs to the IPPGs, my contractors, who without neither me, nor Rick or Mike can deliver our mandate, not even Osagi. And of course, I'm a non-operating partner. Never mind the all big words, senior partner. I can't deliver to the Honorable Minister's mandate without Osagi & Co. Osagi cannot deliver without the patents, without the Ship Owners Association, without all the laudable initiative that has been highlighted. And that is the key point of this NUCOP, to bring together an industry collaboration. I've been told to speak about next steps and also to thank each and every one of us for coming here. And to get the next step, I think it's important to first understand what I'm trying to do. We're trying to create a framework that will ensure the sustainability of our business. The business algorithm in oil and gas have not changed. It's all centered around 3 parameters. The investment you make in terms of cost, whether it's capital cost or operating cost. And that investment is aimed at generating an output, an optimal output. In our industry, we call it volume of gas and oil produced. And ultimately, the translation of that output into an income, to borrow the words of my Pengasan president, in terms of outcome, that's all the business. And the simple arithmetic we all learn from primary school, sell price minus cost price is equal to profit. There's no magic about it. When you have a sell price coming lower than your cost price, I think in American parlance they say you're an underwater company. It means you cannot survive. Our situation has been further compounded by the circumstances we found ourselves. I think everything I'm trying to say was generated out of the summary of everything that everybody has said, starting from the GMD, who did mention that, indeed, the energy transition is real. Indeed, there are more and more sources of supply that we're still generating. And never, ever deceive yourself that the shale boys are out. The Permian are waiting, and they will continue to produce. In our neighbors, you see all the sources. Energy transition, ample and more cheaper supply from Guyana and Co. make the industry more challenging. And ultimately, we have to start doing everything that everybody do, particularly under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, under the Declaration of Cooperation and OPEC, to start placing embargo on volume of production globally. For the first time, the Shell boys had to listen to this declaration. What that means is that demand and supply is being challenged. I mean, demand is being challenged, and supply is increasing. Ultimately, price will suffer. We never had control on price anyway. We used to have some kind of control of volume, not anymore, because demand is constraining us. The only parameter in this equation that we have control under is cost. And I think it was the GMD that said, every less efficient producer will have signed for wanting to be out of business. And therefore, cost and cost optimization is no longer